But he is not in a good starting position again. 4 cars back on the right-hand side of the picture. Cecotto on pole gets a good start. Menzel dives through the inside. Oh, brushes the Audi away. And Winkelhock, a slow initial getaway, but once in second gear, he's really motoring around the outside. Winkelhock, will he be third? Fourth. Jochen Winkelhock right behind the Peugeot. And look at that, Jorg van Ommen well down the order at the moment. He may work his way back up. He's got a good line, yes. So Jorg van Ommen. Oh, Van Ommen comes in right behind Winkelhock. For a moment there, as they crossed the runway, it looked as though the Audi, the Honda, and maybe the Opels would get ahead of him. But a great piece of recovery work by Jorg van Ommen. His nerve held. He took to the inside line and stuck it out, daring everybody else to try and get round him, and they couldn't. Dealing with the Works Rock team, who run the silver Works Audis for this 200,000 Deutschmark team prize. It's to be decided between the 2 Audi teams. Nobody else in with a shout. Ivan Muller working for the Rock team, working for himself now to pick up the place from Jorg van Ommen. And the BMWs 1, 2 and 3. Aiello in 4th place behind Winkelhock. This is pressure for Aiello. He cannot cruise through this race. Well, he can, but if he does, it means it all goes to the Nürburgring, and he has it all to do again. He will want to settle this here if he possibly can. He knows how poor Winkelhock's performance was, relatively speaking. But now look at this, BMW 1, 2, 3, Cecotto, Menzel, Winkelhock. And you can bet that Christian Menzel in 2nd place will not hold up Jochen Winkelhock. He will wave him past at the first available opportunity. Behind them, Aiello, then Muller, then Van Ommen. No use to Aiello at all back there. And then Uwe Alsen a couple of spots behind them. So Uwe Alsen having another good run in the Opel. But yes, here comes Jochen Winkelhock. He's had the little wave from Christian Menzel. You could see it there as they came up the straight. Menzel waving away to him. Go by now, where you've got the speed and the tow from my car. Lock up behind them from Laurent Aiello. It's all happening here, even in the first lap of this 30-lapper. Jochen Winkelhock up into 2nd place. And Cecotto will let him through to win. No question about that. Again, Cecotto has had this sort of support from teammates before when he's been in a chance with a title, and he will support Winkelhock. He'll want to win himself, of course, but if he has Jochen behind him, he will not take points away from the manufacturer that pays his salary. Now look at this, Laurent Aiello ganging up, well, not ganging up, it's only him, but pressurizing the youngster ahead of him. Don't think he's worthy of running with them. He certainly is in terms of speed and ability, but Laurent Aiello now has the bit firmly between his teeth. He's locking them all up, sliding down the inside of Menzel. A good run through the corner by Jochen Winkelhock. He's still ahead of Aiello, but Aiello now is right latched onto his tail again. So both of them are past Menzel's Isert BMW. Now, can the youngster come back? Can he help Jochen in any way? If he can put more points between Winkelhock and Aiello, every single point that Winkelhock can score now may be important, because at the moment, this will go to the final round of the Nürburgring, and yes, Menzel comes back again at Aiello. Eases his way down the inside, didn't seem to be any contact. Certainly no damage to Aiello's car, no tyre rubbing, and we would have seen it here in the tight corners under losing pace. Oh dear, Ivan Muller weaving out there, understeering quite strongly towards the wall. Look how hard he's defending. Jorg van Ommen is right behind him. Muller hugging the barriers, and still Van Ommen gets through. Unbelievable. Jorg van Ommen, how did he do that? Well, maybe the man with the camera can tell us. Who can say? So, 7 laps in now. After that frantic early start, still the pressure comes from Laurent Aiello. It's Christian Menzel guarding the back door of this BMW train. Jochen Winkelhock sitting in 2nd. He needs to row his way back up to Cecotto. Cecotto cannot afford to slow right down and let him through. A locked tyre there. Christian Menzel giving away exactly the place that he fought so hard to hold on to. And the legacy of that locked tyre, that over-braking moment there, is that Laurent Aiello is back up into 3rd and now chasing down Jochen Winkelhock. This is the title battle between Aiello and Replay. Menzel locking up the brakes, just going too deep. You can see how far off the black racing line he is there. And Aiello slipping past. So the pressure from the Frenchman told in the end. Gosh, you could hear a pin drop, I'm sure, in the Bugatti pit. Gabriele Raffanelli's men on real tenterhooks. Their cars 1st and 2nd. All they can do is watch and hope and see what the Peugeots can do. 5th place, Jorg van Ommen. 6th still, Uwe Alsen. Van Ommen really fighting back into this race, but look how far he's got to go to catch the BMWs. Cecotto this time pulls aside. Jochen Winkelhock leads the race. Cecotto now guarding the back door. Raffanelli to the right of the picture. Cecotto gets clouted up the back. Laurent Aeo almost comes to a complete stall. Has to stop Johnny Cecotto, a la Jean Alesi, smoking them as he gets back into the race. And Aiello being passed now by Menzel, by Van Ommen, and also, worryingly for him, by Uwe Altzen. Van Ommen will certainly let Aiello pass, don't doubt that, but Uwe Altzen has nothing to lose. And Cecotto on the brakes, and Aiello locked up. Did Aiello misjudge it, or did Johnny Cecotto stop a fraction early? Well, here it is from the reverse angle. Johnny Cecotto really being spun round there. Oh, hearts in mouth for the Bugatti team. It does leave Aiello further back down the order, and that's good for Winkelhock, but it leaves Cecotto even further back down the order, and that's bad for Winkelhock. Ivan Muller, the next car between Winkelhock and Aiello. Aiello, his bonnet's been pushed in, the front of the car has been pushed in. You can see the gap around the edge of the bonnet. Winkelhock, Menzel, Van Ommen, and Aiello wants past Altzen so badly. Look at the front of the car, gaps around the bonnet, and it is certainly pushed in from that contact. As Laurent Aeo was passed, and as predicted, had no problems whatsoever getting past his teammate Van Ommen. Back onto the tail now of Winkelhock and Menzel. Don't forget, Winkelhock leading the race. Menzel in second place. Van Ommen going for second, inside Menzel. Oh, it's very tight indeed, but he gets through. A tiny touch, but Van Ommen, Aiello, I beg his pardon, does get through. Van Ommen sliding down the field now, but his job's been done. He's let Aiello through. Menzel did his best to hold up the championship leader, but now comes the battle of the championship. These two men, Laurent Aeo needs to score more points than Jochen Winkelhock. Doesn't matter where they finish as long as he scores more points than Winkelhock. Winkelhock holding the inside line. Oh, desperately offline, going in on the brakes. Aiello very close indeed. Aiello could pass him here. Winkelhock again hugging the inside. He won't let Aiello any way through. He'll have to drift wide. He had a very compromised line coming in. Menzel now alongside. Aiello must have been slow as well. Can Aiello pull up this one? No. Winkelhock is trying to shut him out. Winkelhock looking across, looking in his mirror to see where Aiello is. And he has done exactly what he sought to do. He has pulled across so that he can use Christian Menzel to shut out Aiello, and Aiello drops 2 further places. Aiello drops behind the Opel, and Aiello drops behind the BMW of Cecotto. So Altzen and Cecotto through. Aiello down from second place as they came onto the straight to 5th. And Winkelhock's tactical brain knocks up another gear. Now Winkelhock is thinking and driving flat out in top gear. Winkelhock leading the race. Menzel second, Altzen third, Cecotto fourth, Aiello fifth, and in trouble. Aiello cannot clinch it here at this rate. Well, Winkelhock using the BMW of Menzel behind him superbly. Pulled over to mean that he was direct. Altzen now moves inside Menzel, doesn't matter. Menzel will give up the place rather than risk damaging his car because he knows that he's still ahead of Aiello, and so, well, Aiello had a choice there, and it was hit the BMW or slam head on into the wall. Very concerned faces here. Menzel gets going again. Michael Bartels rubs shoulders with him though. Well, Bartels is through. Oh my goodness, and Menzel. Well, Bartels is through now. Spun around again is Christian Menzel. Oh, the youngster having a torrid time of it now. Well, he did the right thing for his team to let the Bugatti car through. Let's ride with Ivan Muller. Let's have a look here. Well, Aiello may possibly have had a fraction more room on the inside than it looked from outside. Here we go again. From here it looks as though he's going to slam into the pit wall if he doesn't hit Menzel. Well, further damage to the Peugeot. And look at this, Reuter and Menzel. Menzel with better drive off the corner, the rear drive car full on the throttle. But look at that, Reuter just pushing him round. Well, Reuter just pushing him, and the drive to the rear, meaning the BMW spins again under power. So, Christian Danner's Alfa Romeo back marking ahead of them. Laurent Ayew is now in 4th position in the race. Disregard Danner. There's the leader, Winkelhock. 2nd place, Alson. 3rd place, Cecotto. This could come to a head as well. Cecotto looking to take 2nd place here if he can't win, and he knows he can't because Winkelhock must if his car continues. Johnny wants to be in 2nd place. Riding with Michael Bartels. Look at the lock that Menzel has got on. He knows that he can't lift off there. He has to keep on the power and try and steer out of it. Get this incident with Laurent Ayew and Christian Menzel. And the concern there of the Bugatti team, Michael Bartels and Menzel, and now accelerating hard all the way out onto the main straight. And a long, long drag now in the slipstream. Marco Werner's Honda in the gravel. Oh dear for Werner. Oh, Van Ommen with a problem. Van Ommen with a problem. Has he hit the barriers? He looked as though he had a very bad tracking wheel on the right-hand side. And could it be legacy of contact, perhaps, with Marco Werner's Honda? Well, there's the Honda, and yes, there was a flash of yellow. I would say that he made contact. So the two of those out of the race now. Uwe Altzen under great pressure from Laurent Ayew. Ayew comes alongside. Altzen has the inside line, though. Ayew really applying the pressure. Laurent Ayew, well, now I'm sure in trouble. Looking under the car, still more blue smoke puffing out. That is oil smoke, that's not steam. Ayew is slowing as they come off the main straight. Now he's coming onto the back straight. Still trying to see if there's a trail of oil under the car, but something is burning on Ayelow's car. And Laurent Ayew, I'm sure, is out of this race. He's looking down at the dashboard. It must be lit up like a Christmas tree. Everything blinking and flashing and beeping and switching itself off. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, the Frenchman had to finish this race, really. And listen to it, it's lapsed onto 3. It may even be coughing and banging its way down. Their condolences there. Delighted to be able to take the championship now to the final race, because Jochen Winkelhock will win this race. Johnny Cecotto, well, if he gets to the flag, he will. Johnny Cecotto right behind him now, having passed Uwe Altzen halfway round this final lap. And with Laurent Ayew failing to score, quite unexpectedly, you would not have put money on that. Jochen Winkelhock back to the walls. Sudden death playoff, penalty shootout, and all those other sort of cliched scenarios. He had to pull off a win here, and somehow he's done it. A very disconsolate Frenchman walking back to the pits. Winkelhock cruises past him. Headlights ablaze. Johnny Cecotto an inch behind him. Don't worry, Cecotto's not going to pass. There is Laurent Ayew, and the championship position now as Winkelhock comes to the final corner to take the checkered flag is as follows. Jochen Winkelhock has closed to just 30 points behind Laurent Ayew. Ayew, I remind you, has led the championship since the first race of the season. They have now raced 18 times. There are 2 races left. 30 points separates the title contenders. There are 90 on offer at the Nürburgring. Unless Winkelhock retires from the first race, the sprint at the Nürburgring, then it will go down to the final race of this season.
Yeah, but the real winner today was Johnny Cecotto and Christian Menzel, because without the help from them, I could not win the race, you know. The first 10 laps it was not easy, but it was really possible to follow Johnny. But after, when I passed Johnny, when he let me pass, I had really a lot of problems with the tire, understeer, oversteer, and so the middle of the race I was no more confident, but still behind me was Christian Menzel, and he did a really great job. Thanks to Christian, and of course thanks a lot to the team and Johnny Cecotto.
During the middle, we talked about the fact you said mathematically there's a chance. Now with a little bit of luck, you might be a good mathematician.
Yeah, of course, really, I try always to be a little bit, I'm not such a big optimist, but that Lahr has such a lot of problems today. Okay, this I could not expect, and so really, he was the fastest in the field. But okay, finally we won the race.
Just 30 points separate Aiello and Winkelhock. And what about Johnny Cecotto? Great day for him.